Welcome back to the channel, where we're celebrating the legends who've shaped Canada and beyond. Today, we're honoring Marc Garneau, Canada's first astronaut, a naval officer, and a trailblazing politician who soared to the stars and served his country with unmatched dedication. Sadly, Marc passed away on June 4, 2025, leaving a legacy that's out of this world. We're diving into his cause of death, education, wife, school, net worth, lifestyle, and biography, a full tribute to a true Canadian hero. Whether you're a space nerd, a politics junkie, or just love a story of grit and glory, this video's got it all. So, grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's take a ride through Marc Garneau's extraordinary life. Before we jump in, if you're inspired by this tribute, smash that like button, share this video with your crew, and hit that subscribe button with the bell so you never miss a drop. Let's grow this community and keep Marc's legacy shining bright. Let's start with the heartbreaking news. Marc Garneau passed away on June 4, 2025, at the age of 76 in Ottawa, after a short illness. The announcement came on June 5, stating he faced his final days with strength, clarity, and grace, passing peacefully surrounded by family. No specific details about the illness were shared, respecting the family's privacy. The news sent shockwaves through Canada, with tributes pouring in from the space community and political circles. Fans online mourned the loss of a national treasure, praising his role as an astronaut and a statesman who embodied integrity. His death marks the end of a remarkable journey, but his impact endures. Marc's education was a cornerstone of his success. Born on February 23, 1949, in Quebec City, he attended primary and secondary schools in Quebec City and Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu. His academic path led to the Royal Military College of Canada in Kingston, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Engineering Physics in 1970. He furthered his studies at the Imperial College of Science and Technology in London, England, completing a PhD in electrical engineering in 1973 with a thesis titled, The Perception of Facial Images, using a photo-fit analog computer to analyze facial features. From 1982 to 1983, he attended the Canadian Forces Command and Staff College in Toronto, honing his leadership skills. His education, blending science and military training, set the stage for his multifaceted career. Marc's personal life centered around his wife, Pamela Soame. He was married twice. His first wife, Jacqueline Brown, tragically died by suicide in 1987 after battling bipolar disorder, leaving Marc a single father to their twins, Eve and Simone. In 1989, he met Pamela, a registered nurse in the Canadian Armed Forces and daughter of his parents' friends. They married in 1992 and had two sons, Adrian and George, raising a blended family of 4 children. Pamela supported Marc through his astronaut and political careers, attending official events and engaging in philanthropy, including work with the Canadian Cancer Society and the Canadian Space Agency Foundation. Their over 30-year marriage was a pillar of strength, with the couple splitting time between Montreal and Ottawa. Marc's net worth was estimated at around $5 million at the time of his death. His wealth came from his 23-year military career, astronaut missions, presidency of the Canadian Space Agency, 2001 to 2005, and 15 years as a Member of Parliament, including cabinet roles as Minister of Transport, 2015 to 2021, and Minister of Foreign Affairs, 2021. His income included military pensions, government salaries, and speaking engagements post-retirement. In 2024, he published his memoir, A Most Extraordinary Ride, adding modest royalties. His investments were likely conservative, reflecting his disciplined lifestyle. Despite his achievements, Marc's wealth was modest compared to modern politicians, rooted in public service rather than private ventures. His lifestyle was grounded yet adventurous. Living primarily in Ottawa and Montreal's Notre-Dame-de-Grâce, Westmount Riding, Marc and Pamela maintained a comfortable but unflashy home. His military upbringing instilled a no-frills ethos, seen in his pride in rebuilding his backyard fence, shared online in 2023. Marc's love for the sea, sparked by childhood Atlantic crossings, carried into his naval career and hobbies like sailing. In retirement, he stayed active, chairing the Canada Career Forum, writing his memoir, and visiting schools to inspire kids about space. His bilingual upbringing made him fluent in English and French, connecting with diverse communities. Philanthropy, especially mental health advocacy after Jacqueline's death, was a passion. Marc's calm demeanor and curiosity defined a life of service and exploration. Now, let's dive into his biography. Born in Quebec City, Marc grew up in a bilingual military family, moving often due to his father André's career as a brigadier general. His grandfather Gerard and uncle also served, instilling a sense of duty. By age 12, Marc had lived in 7 places, including Germany and England, fostering a love for adventure. Joining the Royal Canadian Sea Cadets as a teen, he pursued a naval career, serving as a combat systems engineer on HMCS Algonquin, 1974 to 1976, and designing a missile training simulator in Halifax, 1976-1977. Promoted to commander in 1983 and captain in 1986, he retired from the Canadian Forces in 1989. Marc's astronaut career began in 1983 when he answered a newspaper ad for Canada's first astronaut program. Chosen from over 4,000 applicants, he became the first Canadian in space on October 5, 1984, aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger, STS-41G, conducting experiments as a payload specialist. He flew 2 more missions, STS-77 in 1996 and STS-97 in 2000, the latter to the International Space Station, logging over 677 hours in space. As the first non-American capsule communicator, in Houston, his calm voice guided shuttle missions. From 2001 to 2005, he led the Canadian Space Agency, managing a $300 million budget and 700 staff, advocating for human spaceflight. Politics beckoned in 2006, when Marc ran as a Liberal in Vaudreuil-Soulanges, losing amid the sponsorship scandal. Undeterred, he won the Westmount, Ville-Marie riding in 2008, holding it until 2015, then representing Notre-Dame-de-Grâce, Westmount until retiring in 2023. As Minister of Transport, he introduced an airline passenger bill of rights in 2017. His brief 2021 stint as Foreign Affairs Minister saw him negotiate the release of Canadians detained in China. Dropped from cabinet post-election, Marc served as an MP until 2023, retiring to write his memoir and focus on family. His 2012 Liberal leadership bid, endorsing Justin Trudeau, showed his team spirit despite political setbacks. Marc's legacy is vast but nuanced. As Canada's first astronaut, he inspired generations, with schools like Marc Garneau Collegiate Institute in Toronto named in his honor. His 1984 Officer of Canada appointment, upgraded to Companion in 2003, and Canadian Forces decoration reflect his service. His memoir, A Most Extraordinary Ride, released in 2024, candidly shared his triumphs and tragedies, including Jacqueline's suicide, advocating for mental health awareness. Colleagues praised his integrity and sharp mind, calling him a role model for astronauts and politicians. However, his political career faced criticism for his reserved style, deemed wooden early on, and his brief foreign affairs tenure limited his global impact. Critically, Marc's story highlights the tension between public service and personal sacrifice, as his family navigated loss and his career demanded resilience. The context of his death underscores broader issues. His short illness, undisclosed for privacy, reflects Canada's respect for public figures' personal boundaries. Tributes emphasized his role in space exploration, with peers noting his path paved the way for future astronauts. His political exit, after being dropped from cabinet, sparked debate about Trudeau's leadership, though Marc harbored no bitterness, embodying grace. His advocacy for mental health, post-Jacqueline's death, resonates today, as Canada grapples with rising awareness. Marc's life shows how curiosity and duty can coexist, though not without cost. Fun facts: Marc's twins, Eve and Simone, were baptized in HMCS Algonquin's Bell, a naval tradition. He listened to Neil Armstrong's moon landing on a shortwave radio in 1969, sailing the English Channel. His PhD thesis used early facial recognition tech. He was the only military officer in Canada's first astronaut cohort. His memoir outsold many political books in Canada in 2024. Marc Garneau's passing at 76 is a profound loss. From a $5 million net worth to 677 hours in space, his naval, astronaut, and political careers defined Canadian excellence. His wife Pamela, kids Eve, Simone, Adrian, and George, and naval roots were his heart. At schools like the Royal Military College, he learned to lead. His Ottawa-Montreal lifestyle reflected humility. What's your favorite Marc moment? His 1984 spaceflight, transport reforms, or memoir insights? Drop it in the comments, and let's honor him. If you loved this tribute, give it a huge thumbs up, share it with your squad, and subscribe for more stories. Hit that bell to stay locked in. Until next time, keep reaching for the stars, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.